Hey, this is Fireman Rob. You know, optimal performance isn't something that happens just by accident. I know this for a fact from being a fireman and doing way too many Ironman triathlons in full firefighter gear. But everybody always asks me, what's your secret? I can give you one secret. That's the right stuff hydration. Hydration is important when it comes to being present in the moment, ready to run into the fires and being capable of showing up every single time at your best. The right stuff was created for NASA, by NASA, for their astronauts. Now it's trusted by professional athletes in Major League Baseball, NBA, NFL, and most of the top-tier college sports. It's not an accident to prepare yourself to be great. If you're looking for that next edge, go to therightstuff-usa.com and enter the code FiremanRob and you will get 10% off at your checkout. This is an opportunity I wouldn't pass up. I have and still do use the right stuff. It's serious hydration for serious athletes, from the weekend warriors to those on the front lines. Make this a part of your habits to be the best you daily.
Welcome to Forged in the Fires podcast with Fireman Rob. Being a fireman, father, veteran, husband, world record holder, and Ironman, he brings stories of experience to impact your life while challenging you to live it. What do you want from your life? Why do you want it? Are you willing to go through the challenges to get there? If you have the courage to take that first step, let this podcast be the catalyst to start your fire while you bring the resilience to make it continue to burn. Our lives are made up of moments called right nows. So let's get started. Forged in the Fires podcast with your host, Fireman Rob, begins now.
We got the same blood, the same blood. Stay by your side, it's ride or die. We've got the same.
All right, welcome back to the Forged in the Fires podcast. I'm your host, Fireman Rob. This individual that I have on today is not only an author, a motivational speaker, she is a cancer survivor. I mean, there's so many things that she brings to the table, as well as just an amazing individual who really exemplifies working hard, getting to where you need to be, and then giving that back to others to be able to find their way. My guest today, Dorchelle Spence, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, Rob. I love it. Thank you.
I could have gone longer, but I wanted to get to talking with you.
Absolutely.
Well, your backstory is amazing, and where you are now. I want to kind of go back at first and just take me back to when you were younger, because that really exemplifies like the accomplishment that not only you did, but how you got to yourself being that voice that people look at and go, oh my gosh, I need to follow what she's doing.
It's funny because, the name of this show, Forged in the Fire, really fits so much of what it seems that my life has been. I think that sometimes there's an old spiritual that says, I'm coming up on the rough side of the mountain. It just fits, right? Not everybody's road is easy. And mine, I grew up in a single family household, my mom and my sister and I, poorest neighborhood in one of the poorest cities in our nation, Memphis, Tennessee. Just started from a young age to understand that where I was, I didn't want to stay. I didn't want to be in the situation that I was in. Fortunately for me, while my home life was a little chaotic and unstable, I met a neighbor when I was 2 who sort of took me in literally because I kept escaping from my aunt's house. And at 2.
Escape artist.
That's right. From an early age, y'all, from an early age. And they sort of took me in under their wing and showed me a different kind of life, a stable environment. And I wanted that. And so while I'm not sure that it was a conscious decision, I started pursuing it. I started living and talking and thinking the way they did. And it helped me.
how did you, I mean, at a young age, how did you, like, can you remember how you flipped that switch of going, this is what I'm going to do? Because you graduated high school with honors and then went on to get an MBA. I mean, how did you flip that switch, and did it consistently change as you went through the progression?
Well, I have to tell you, because when you say, when you just say you graduated with honors, people might not understand what it took to do that. But
I didn't say it lightly. Right? In my heart, I was going that. I mean, you attended 13 schools in 12 years.
Yes. So to put that into perspective, that's a lot of change, and a lot of instability and uncertainty. But I didn't want that for me. I'm not sure when the switch flipped, but I think it was literally in high school. I had a big problem, a life choice that I had made that was sending me spiraling in the wrong direction. And my mother said to me, "Oh yeah, that's good. You can live with me, and we can split the rent." And I was like, "Oh my God, no. And I just, in that moment, I just saw my life. It could go the way it had always gone, or I could choose to fight and do something different. And it was about mindset, really. It was a choice, and I kept falling down, but I kept striving for this other life that I wanted.
It's amazing. So when you were in high school, do you remember, did you have troubles being able to associate with other, how did you pick your groups? Because I think a lot of like teens or younger kids that are listening to this, that is a struggling time. And then not only do you have that in school, but you are also finding your way at home as well. That's right.
So I'm blessed with a strong mind.
I can imagine.
And so I fit right in with the nerds.
I love that.
I found my tribe. It was the nerd group.
I love that. And when you started to see the success, right? Did you actually see it as success, or was it something other in your mind?
Well, okay, so success was going to college, because that meant I could get out of my mom's house, right? Isn't that what everybody wants, is like to get out of the house and from underneath the thumb?
Yep.
So great success. The downside was I had no idea what college was about. So going to class was not high on my list. So the first call was realizing that, I don't have the grades to maintain my scholarship and stay in college. And so they sent me back home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was pretty devastating. And that was the second, huge learning lesson, was like, okay, this is up to me. There are no gimmies. Just because you got out of your mom's house doesn't mean your tail cannot be sent right back. So now you've got to make better decisions. You've got to embrace this thing called life, and you got to start adulting pretty dang quick.
Adulting, that's a scary word.
Right?
And it's so many different things that you have to do when you're adulting. I want to fast forward quickly to your being an author. So you take all those things when you're younger, right? And yes. As you're growing up, and like you're saying, adulting, you found a job, but I want to go to writing the book, like putting your thoughts and your visions and all those things into your first book of No Less Worthy. What did that feel like when you started to write that?
So that, the segue is just perfect, because all of those experiences that I had in high school and all of those times when I fell down and what other people were going through around me, that's what I wrote about in No Less Worthy. It was really, if you read it, it lays out how hard it can be growing up, but then it gives you the hope that you can make it through, that you're not stuck in that time, that just keep going forward and you can make it through. That was the whole point of writing it. And it was to take those experiences that I had, verbalize them and put them in an interesting format so that young people and older people can see that you're not stuck where you are in your life today, but you can do great things.
Was Kathy, was that name picked for a reason, or is it just a name that was picked?
No, so I read this book a long time ago called Kathleen Come Home, and it was really about a runaway, and she went through all these trials and tribulations, and when she finally decided to come home, her family had moved.
Oh, geez.
And that she stuck with me, and it was like, Kathy's journey is more than just what happened in this book. Let me write about more of Kathy's journey.
That's so awesome. I love that. You take a lot of pieces of your life and you put it into something that somebody else can make into their story, or take away some powerful things. You can get that book on Amazon, and no doubt you have that book, but you have another book coming out. Tell me more about that one.
Yes. So my new release, which is available on my website, is called Into the Gathering Clouds. Very ominous. Yeah, very ominous and true to form, because it tells the story of my battle with breast cancer. And it really felt like the day that I felt this mass, I felt it myself under my armpit. And it was like I could feel the clouds just forming around me, the fog in my brain, the knowledge that I was about to embark on something unlike anything else I had been through. I was getting ready to literally fight for my life.
Wow. And that was 2016 that you were diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, correct?
That's right. That's right. Which is one of the most aggressive forms, and also one with the lowest survival rate.
Oh, but it stands to reason that you would be the one that would survive that, with that mindset that you have, and then not only do that, but write a book that kind of gives people a perspective. You know, that first book was a lot about about the beginning of your life and moving through that, and then this one's about that breast cancer survival. And what did you want people to take away from Into the Gathering Clouds? What did you want people to really take and make their own?
So two things. One, the knowledge that grace and mercy surround you when you're going through whatever your challenge is, whatever your fight is, your battle. You are surrounded by a level of grace and mercy that you're not really aware of. Tune into that. That's real, and it will help you get through. The other thing and the other reason is to give hope to people who are struggling with whatever you're struggling with. This one is particularly about breast cancer, but here's how you help people who are going through their own struggle as a part of their circle of love, as a person in their foxhole fighting with them. Here's some things you can do. Here's how you understand what they're going through and what that process is. I actually take you through cancer. I take you through the ups and downs, the conversations I had with my husband, with my children, with my doctors. I take you to the times I cried on the floor in the closet, to the times when I went out drinking. I put on my high heels and I put on my tight jeans, and damn it, I rocked.
I love that. How does it feel to be vulnerable like this, to be able to help others? Because it can't always be easy to be like, all these things happen to me, and you feel the power of getting to the point where you're at. But what does it feel to be vulnerable to help others?
It really is a scary place to be, because I understand that not everybody is happy for you. Not everybody celebrates with you. And when you open yourself up and you let people see where you're weak, then that's an opportunity for them to take advantage. And I have to say that there are some people who have taken advantage. And that's a small price to pay for living out my truth and to be authentically me. I am vulnerable, and that's just who I am, and I like me. So there.
That is all that matters at the end of the day. And not only do you like you, but there's other people. I mean, in 2003, you're one of the top 40 under 40 by the Memphis Business Journal. In 2001, you were one of 50 women who to make a difference in the Memphis Women's Magazine. That's just a few of the accolades. What does that mean to you, as well as to your message, to have people see it as almost a pinnacle of this woman's voice is so powerful, and to come from where you are to where you are now? What does that mean to you to have your message that powerful?
It's really humbling, to be honest, but also it's very gratifying to know that I can help people feel hopeful, even in very difficult situations, that I can be an example of a person who made it out, who made it to have career success, to have family success. And in fact, when I talk about my mom now lives with us in our home.
Really?
And it's That's really amazing. A joy. Yeah, it's really a joy to be able to share what I've learned and what I've gained with her, because to be honest, she didn't have the best upbringing and home life as a child. So it was very difficult for her to give that to me. And right. So for me to be able to give her a good experience as she ages, that's meant the world to me.
Has she been able to put into words just the pride that she has in you, or is it hard for her to do that?
I don't know. I don't hear it a lot. She is grateful right. for what I'm able to provide to her, but I know that she feels pride in me. But there's a part of her that wishes that she had or had been able to do some different things with her own life.
I know that's a hard question to ask, but it's one of those things where you just, because you have children as well. You have four adult children, right?
Yes.
And what did it mean to you to be able to give them kind of that reversed idea of that, this is what parenting your husband and you, this is what we want to be able to give you. What was that feeling for you?
Yeah. So when my husband and I married, he had 3 young children. And they were sort of how I learned how to parent. My friends call them my just add water family.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of support from my friends there. But what they were saying was, you're in it, and so you just gotta stir the pot and get in there and do the best you can do. And that was another learning experience that was really beautiful. Watching my husband give love to his boys and learning how to do that was so important before the birth of our daughter together, Maggie, who's 20. And so she got the benefit of all of that love and experience that I was able to glean from my stepsons and our relationships.
Wow, it's amazing to see the different transgressions. Were there points when you were parenting that you felt like you were overwhelmed? Like there was I don't know where to go from here because I don't have a frame of reference.
Oh yeah, but I'm not sure that there's a parent alive who hasn't felt overwhelmed by So it doesn't. Good point. Yeah.
That was a good point.
Yes, very overwhelmed often.
Now, on your site, it says the power of the shoe.
Ah.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so, cancer treatments take so many choices away from you. It takes so much from you. It takes your hair, takes your energy, takes your drive, your stamina, your beauty, your all of these things. And the things that you're then left with are really the very few things you can control. How you approach the diagnosis, how you approach the treatment, your mindset. And for me, it was how I looked every day. Every day I put on great looking clothes. I put on high heel shoes that made me feel attractive and sexy and beautiful. And I strutted into every treatment. I might have stumbled out, but I strutted in. I never went in flats. I never went in sweatpants. I always looked good going in.
You were showing the cancer that I'm damn good looking.
Everything.
Exactly. Your mindset was better.
Yes.
I love that, because that really is what it comes down to, is that you are telling yourself that, yeah, these bad things can happen, but I'm going to tell myself that I'm going to have that positive. Was that difficult to do some days?
Oh my gosh. I mentioned earlier the crying on the closet floor.
Yeah.
Some days I would look at these clothes and they would just make me feel I didn't want to touch them. I just wanted, if I could just pull on sweatpants, if I could just put on, this, not tennis shoes, house shoes and a house coat and just, cover myself up. And I would cry about it. And then I would pick myself up off the floor and I put on those good looking clothes because it was not going to win. It just wasn't going to win. Wow.
That's such a powerful message. I mean, your whole story is a powerful message, but I love that message. It's powerful. You're looking at something that a lot of people would be like, oh, well, that's just a pair of clothes. But to you, it was a power over what you were going through.
That's right.
And
everybody has to, do things their own way, whatever makes that person feel strong, wherever they can draw their individuality is where they need to go. I do not suggest that we all need to have the finest, flyest shoes because, I do have a collection. I do.
All right, I got to ask, how many shoes?
Okay, don't ask that question.
Is that off the table?
Yes, it's a bad situation.
It's a bad situation. And are you able to get rid of any shoes? Do you have the power shoes from when you were going through the treatment that may not work for every occasion, but they're the ones that you look at and you go, "Yep, I beat it."
All of my shoes.
All of your shoes. I love it. My wife won't get rid of her ones that she did her Ironman triathlon in. And I was like, you don't wear those anymore. She's like, but it reminds me.
Oh, your wife's a bad butt.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I didn't know if you had a pair. I'm guessing there's a bunch of pairs of shoes that remind you of that.
Yeah.
I love that. Make sure you go to Dorchelle Spence.com. It's DorchelleSpence.com. You can find out more about her. There's both books. You can pre-order the book that I just pre-ordered.
Yay!
I always do that when I'm on the podcast. It's kind of crazy, but it makes sense, right?
Absolutely. I appreciate all the support, y'all. DorchelleSpence.com. Come on.
I love it. Well, it's been an amazing podcast with you today. And I always end the same way with 3 questions. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I like the uh-oh.
I'm ready.
All right. The first one is, if you could go back to your 18-year-old self, what would be one piece of advice that you would give to yourself?
Pick your head up. Straighten your crown. You're a
That's awesome. I love that. That's awesome. All right, here's the second one. If you, like everybody's going through challenges, and if you could give somebody a piece of advice of two habits that they could do every single day to continue to move forward, what would those be?
The first one is prayer.
Right.
Prayer is however you see prayer. For me, prayer is talking to Jesus Christ. But
Right.
prayer is also meditation. Prayer is also sitting in quiet stillness to listen to the universe. It is whatever you need to do to become one with the power that is greater than yourself.
Oh, I love that.
So that's the first thing that I say do daily. The second thing is an intentional mindset that today I'm gonna do the best I can do. People have broad and big and huge mindsets, right, of what their day is gonna be. Today I'm gonna conquer. Today I'm gonna sell. Mine is today I am going to do the very best that I can do.
That's awesome. It's so true, because we all have different dreams and goals that maybe aren't ours. They're built off of somebody else's life or experiences, and you have to be your own self. All right, this last one's going to be interesting.
Uh-oh.
So if you could have coffee with three individuals, they can be deceased or alive, at a firehouse table. So in other words, you can ask any question that you want and it has to be answered. Who would those three people be and why?
Okay. The first one is Oprah Winfrey. And the question is, can I be in your book club?
You should be. You should be. You shouldn't even have to ask.
Right? Thank you. Your mouth to God's ears, as they say. But more seriously, I am serious about that, by the way.
I know.
Also seriously is Maya Angelou.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
She went through so many things in her life to create the body of work that she created, and such an inspiration she is. I would just love to talk with her about whatever she wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah.
It would just be amazing. And then I just recently had an experience involving Mary Magdalene of biblical times. And I have found a great interest in how she lived her life past her time with Jesus. And so I would like to talk with her.
Wow. Now you'd have to do the interviewing. Oprah would have to sit back and let you interview.
I love that.
Just get who would drink the most amount of coffee? I have to say, who do you think?
Me.
You. I'll pour the coffee because I want to hear these conversations. So
I love it.
Well, Dorchelle, it has been such an honor to have you on today, and make sure people go to dorchellespence.com to get the books and find out more. Have her come and speak to your company. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much. It has been a real honor. I appreciate you.
Hey, thank you. All right, we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for listening and supporting the Forged in the Fires podcast with Fireman Rob. Remember, don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast, and please share this episode with a friend or family. To find out more about Fireman Rob or reach out about a question, go to www.firemanrob.com. Until next time, live your life forged in the fires.